just wanted to do a quick message here related to the energy of these times. Things I've been kind of contemplating. Compton. I think that's a neighborhood. Contemplating. So I'm the kind of person, self-destruction's built into me. It keeps me learning, but I don't like to fall into old loops and revisit and rehash and re-express old patterns, old dynamics. But in the process of learning, you have to realize that it is a process. It takes time. So I'm just thinking about what have I been learning in relation with other people. I have planets in the 7th house, Mercury conjunct Chiron on my DC, so that's others, the world around me, which I'm interfacing with on the cross of matter here. In this world, a lot of people numb out, We all do it from time to time. Games, consumption of something. Usually it's just burning time. When you hold empathy when you are someone blessed with the curse, where you can't turn it off, you just feel things. That is the cross of matter. You carry that cross, and you can understand that through the allegory of Jesus when he's carrying the cross and everyone's yelling at him and throwing stuff at him, whipping him, whatever. To be alive is to be wounded, and we're healing ourselves in the process. But that isn't the only game in town. That's not the only note being played. It's an orchestra of potential. And if you listen closely, if you listen to what's true for you, you hear different melodies, you hear different notes, and then you start to be able to play your untuned instrument in this discordant, beautiful harmony. So I was thinking of these times, I'm thinking, what am I learning here? What am I trying to do? South node in Scorpio, North node Taurus. We're trying to learn how to heal, and it's a process, As you go in life, you acquire layers and you release layers. Sometimes you can't take anything else in. Sometimes everything's just too heavy. It's just too much, and that's when you're digesting. Your emotions are churning within yourself. Like, I haven't been able to consume much information the past few years because I'm releasing layers. And these layers were so ingrained in my life, they were foundational to who I was. My work, my marriage, my relationships, things like that. But in the process of releasing these layers, you're uncovering your authentic self. And that's the true expression of your power. Everything else that we consider power is just another expression of old patterns. Because we're trying to objectify what it is within us. But what's within us isn't relatable to a lot of what's out there, because a lot of us won't carry that truth, and if they do, they're shut down. People try and put them down. People try and take it from them, capitalize on it. This is why we have that victim-tyrant, martyr-savior thing going on. So what I've come to understand is when I am complimented, I devalue the compliment. And because I've been doing that my whole life, it's hard for me to accept compliments humbly. So I'm learning how to wield power in a humble manner. You know, it's like the person that gets stepped on all the time, and then when they have that righteous truth because they're in the right, they don't know how to restrain it. They go overboard. So sometimes, you know, for me, I'll dim my light or I'll dim someone else's light in response to a compliment. Or excessive pride from all the built up times sand was kicked in my face, people put me down, things didn't go my way. I find an outlet, and it's just out of place, out of time, because I haven't touched those emotions much. So they come out in a less developed way, you know, something that comes from childhood, something that comes from your youth, when you're learning these things, when you're forming who you are, your egoic construct, your expression. So we're transforming our experiences in real time when we're conscious of it, even when we're not conscious. Because sometimes we make mistakes, we fall into patterns, and then we catch it afterwards and we're like, why did I do that? Why did I allow that? Why do I attract these kind of people? Why this? Why that? You know. But these are conditioned questions, and conditioned questions can't give you authentic answers. So you have to look at your past in a way that empowers the now. You know, you're a dynamic. As you realize you're a dynamic, then the past starts to change for you. And that's something you can't really, you have to feel it for yourself to know it, you know. You can read about it, people can tell you, but until you feel it for yourself, it's just words. So in these times, we have the new moon, Capricorn, tomorrow, I believe. It's going to be at 1 degree Capricorn. Capricorn's very analytical, likes to understand things, organize things, and build from those things. So set your vision, direct your attention, and follow your focus. And maybe that's something just for you inside. Maybe it's grandiose, you know. Try and expand it. Take one step at a time. Build it out from within. Now, when you hear other people talk online, when I watch, everyone knows something. Everyone's, this is how you should stack your canned goods in your cupboards. This is how you should load plates on a bar. This is how you should, it's just ridiculous. It's just tragic comedy to me. There's a lot of good advice, a lot of good knowledge out there, but the advice and the knowledge is based upon a backdrop of preconceived epigenetics. Things that were already put in place. So we're trying to answer questions that no longer have resonance in real time. So it reaffirms old loops, puts us back in static conception. So we have to figure out, what is the narrative? What actually is the theme? Is that the right theme for me, or should I actually approach this thing from a new perspective? Should I approach my relationships from the old way, or should I see them anew? Should I try and set a different foundation, use a different color? You know, when you are empowering yourself, oftentimes we do that through honoring those relations which empower the games, which help to develop us, which help to give us the question to begin with. But you know, you don't get the correct answer unless the correct question is posed. And to find that, you have to try and figure out, how can I set the stage for that? So as you get pulled into different directions, as people try and bring you into their loops that were consensus reality agreements, take a step back, set up your boundaries, and understand, okay, does this help myself? Does this help them by engaging in this dynamic? I don't care if it was a contract. I don't care if it was a promise. If you can't find something that honors you, where you can set a healthy respect for yourself, then you can't reciprocate that through other people or this world around you. And if other people can't understand or accept that, that's their problem. This is how true reciprocity is developed. It's in this process. When you build that space, then you start to learn how to love yourself, to care for yourself. And when you express that, then other people can feel that. They'll honor it or they won't. That's their prerogative. So try not to get caught up in the statics. Try and set your emotions to new dynamics, and then the mind follows. It's not the answer that's important, it's the question. If you come up with the most accurate questions, you get the most accurate answers. Alright, that's all I had to say. Thanks for watching.